In the previous video, we covered using the VM support tool to create the support bundle that can be used for troubleshooting purposes. In this video, we will look at using the VM support tool to support the ESX replay mode. We will also go through the process of showing you how VM support is used to create the files, and then these files have to be processed so that they are ready for esxtop replay mode. And then at the end of the lab, we will go through the whole process of executing the esxtop replay mode using as input the set of files that were just created. So I'm logged into one of my ESXi hosts. It's 192.168.0.201. I'm in one of my data stores, which, as you know, exists in the directory /vmfs/volumes. Now the command is vm support -p for performance counters, -d for duration, we'll say 60 seconds, -i for interval, so intervals of 2 seconds, -w would give me the working directory, and I prefer to, as I get more consistent results, I prefer to key in the entire full name of the data store /vmfs/volumes/ and I have a very strange name here for data store. What the -w means, it's a working directory, so that the files which are created by this command are created in that directory. Try to avoid using /tmp. I've seen that done a few times, and usually tmp is not big enough, and these files just kind of overwrite, just completely overwhelm /tmp. So avoid tmp. I would, as a matter of good practice, tell you to just put it in one of the data stores, as I am doing. So what we're going to do is to get performance counters for what's running on the system for a duration of 60 seconds at intervals of 2 seconds, and the files will be pasted in the /vmfs/volume/datastore1/2 directory. And it's going to go through the process of creating basically a tgz file, so that we will have to do a tar uncompress after this file is created. Now this takes a little while, so we're going to let this run, and I'll get back onto the video when this completes. So you can see from the timestamp on the left hand side, we're about 3 minutes into it, and it's still going through its activities. So this took about 5 minutes or so, and it's complete now. So to file a support incident, that's what one has to do, but then to see the files collected, the file has been created as we specified in the working directory /vmfs/volumes datastore1, and the file is this file with a timestamp and a .tgz. So the next step that we have to do to process this file so it can be used in esxtop replay mode is to look at untarring it. So this will be tar. I'll do it like this, xvf esx, and hit the tab, and this is going to do a verbose untar of this file, and I'll let this run. So this process is now complete, about 1,000 files later. It took about 5 minutes, slightly longer I'm sure, because I used verbose mode, so it was putting all this text onto the screen. But what we have now is a new directory. So I clear the screen and we list what we have up there. And you can see that the original tarred and gzipped file was created, and when I untarred and ungzipped it, it created a directory here for me. So what we need to do now is to go down to that subdirectory, which is of course done the other way around. So I changed directory to my data store1 directory and do an ls. I will now do a cd to esx, and I'll tab, and that should be my directory. Yeah. When I do an ls on it, you will see that there is a shell script here called reconstruct.sh. We next have to run this reconstruct script while we are in this directory. So /reconstruct.shell, and this basically creates the files. I guess it does some kind of a reparsing and reconstruction of the files so that they are good as input format for esxtop. This takes a couple of minutes, so I'll come back when this is done. So this script ran to completion, the reconstruct.shell script, and it is now back. The next step is to go up one level. So we have this directory available to us here, and this is the name that we have to add as a parameter into our esxtop replay. esxtop dash capital R and then esx. Yes, that's the one, and I hit the enter key, and it will start reading the contents of this file in, and then esxtop will start up in replay mode using that file as input. So this is your standard esxtop, and this will run until the input from the files has all been read in and completed. So obviously this is extremely useful when you have a situation where you need to gather data that you are always looking at in esxtop in a real-time basis, but need to keep it and maybe rerun it later on. Or as an example, if you know that between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. there's a lot of traffic on your system and you need to understand what's happening, instead of sitting there hitting the enter key all the time, or just looking at esxtop and changing to network or memory or CPU and whatever else, it's always useful to run VM support for that length of time, and then you can come back and in replay mode replay that file, and those performance counters basically back through esxtop. So when that completed, it came back to the prompt, and that is how one uses the VM support tool in esxtop replay mode. In this video, we looked at using VM support to create the files required for esxtop replay mode. In the next video, we will cover in detail advanced packet capture with the pktcap-uw tool. I look forward to seeing you there.